hate to say that we were kidnapped and brought here. It's true. It's not hate to say that we were Jim Crow, discriminated, and segregated. It's
Our
true.
problem has been, as black people, we've always been concerned about white America, never about...
I can't be a pessimist because I'm alive. To be a pessimist means that you have agreed that human life is an academic matter.
We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary. And you're going to have to keep on saying
that. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Shman H-Rap coming at you live and direct. Thank you for tapping in. I know I was late. I apologize. Life happens. Technical difficulties and life happens. Thank you again. This is a program called Build and Destroy on End of the Bench Media. I am the host, Brian H-Rap B. Williams. Again, thank you for tapping in. Hit that like, hit that share, tell a friend to tell a friend. You can also watch on Isaac Hayes Jr., well, Isaac Hayes III, Isaac Hayes III's fan base. You can also watch on www.theendofthebench.com. Thank you for tapping in. And as I do every week, I pay respect to my parents, John and Dolores. Without them, there is no me. Without me, there is no program. Without no program, you'll be doing something else. And I totally appreciate the fact that you've taken time out your day to tap in, even though I was late. Today, it's a program. It's a reckoning. It is a reckoning. A lot of people have been upset for the last 7 days. I've had heated conversations. I've had mundane conversations. It has been going around and around, and people are shocked for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not even going to pretend to say, "Wow, I know you're shocked." You saw this coming. You saw this coming weeks, months, and you should have saw it years ago. We are living in a situation to whereas people have let us know exactly what time it is. Now, since you've been let to know what time it is, what I want you to understand is this. Behave appropriately. Behave appropriately. We are in a interesting situation, but they don't have to be interesting. A lot of people say it's gloom and doom and this has happened and I don't know what's happening. You have people literally crying in the streets. You have a bunch of people. You know what? You had a group of people in our community that let me know divide and conquer actually works. It worked. I've never doubted it, but it's working in full effect now. The reason I say it's working in full effect is because had it not been working in full effect, there'd have been no need for an apology. There's been no need for hand wringing. There's been no need for anything. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about the Democratic Party. We're gonna talk about our community. We're gonna talk about divide and conquer. I'm also gonna talk about a few things in regards to finance. Finance is the key. When you live in a society to whereas cash is king or money is power or money and power equals respect, this is what you do. That's called capitalism. Capitalism meaning capitalizing off other people's work, other people's land, other people's ideas, whatever the case may be. You're in a capitalist society. Make sure you know what you're up against. And when you know what you're up against, you will be able to fight. When you can fight, you can move forward. And when you can move forward, you shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. Therefore, let's get this thing started. First and foremost, rest in peace to Tony Todd, actor Tony Todd. You've seen him in Lean on Me. You've seen him in Candyman. You've seen him in the myriad of things, but he has transitioned to the ancestral realm. So rest in peace to Tony Todd. Another person that a lot of us may or may not be familiar with is a sister by the name of Judith Johnson. Judith Johnson, rest in power. What happened? Well, she is a former Alvin Ailey dancer. Alvin Ailey is the largest Black troupe of dancers, dance school, dance class, dance organization in the United States of America. They are legendary. She put the roof up on that house. Rest in peace to Judith. You will dearly be missed. You will truly be missed. But you will never be forgotten as long as people like me with lung in their breasts, breasts in their lungs, lung in their breasts. Oh, wow. That's what happens when you're late and you're doing things and you're rushing with things. That's what happens. You say things like breath in your lungs. A lung in your breath. So, but Rest in power to both of them. They were both respected. Both of them inspire people to do what they love to do, which is entertain, dance, act, what have you. Candyman, Lean on Me, and a myriad of other things that our brother Todd was involved in. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for doing what you do. And with that, without further ado, let me move on. Congratulations to the President-elect Donald Trump. A lot of people don't want to say that. But when you are a person who thinks like me, you're going to say what you got to say. No matter what, win, lose, or draw, you're going to fight the good fight, right? Here's the thing, though. Why wouldn't we congratulate him? He introduced us to the truth. This is for the second time in the last 12 years. Donald James Trump has introduced the Black community to the unmitigated truth. There is no, see, I have been getting backlash. I am 54 years old. For at least 34 years, I have been getting backlash. I have been getting into these foolish debates. I've been in a situation to whereas people assumed that I was filled with hate. Hey man, rap, you filled with hate, you tripping, you this and you that. Not a problem. You know, it's who I am, it's how I'm built. I am living with that truth. I don't have a problem living with that truth, ladies and gentlemen, haters and bitter friends. But I want somebody to explain to me. I want you to come on tonight and explain to me how I feel with hate now. All stuff that I'm saying that people assume that I hated a particular culture. Told you, I've been telling people for 34 years, I don't hate anybody. Oh, you don't like them. It ain't that. I'm just telling you the truth. And now the truth is here. And as the Constitution says, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. And all men are created equal. And the truth is the truth. And what is the truth, rap? You keep saying this word, the truth. I get to it. But I want you to understand, there's no wiggle room at this point. Unofficially, the United States of America, in the words of the elders that I've been around, have shown you their behinds. They don't say behinds. Y'all know it rhymes with gas. That's what they've shown you. It rhymes with gas. But it is a creator of gas, so to speak. But this is what we said. The entire world, the entire United States of America, because the United States of America only is only 25% of the population on Earth, so it ain't the entire world. But the United States of America said last week, do you like Social Security? No, I don't. Do you like your retirement? No, I don't. Do you like Medicaid? No, I don't. Do you like unions? No, I don't. A lot of things. Do you like the teaching of Black history and teaching it properly? No, I do not. I do not like any of that stuff. And simply, let's be frank. They said they like it, we don't. We're rolling over here. And then you got people saying this party, they did everything they could. It was only 90 days. This is where I mentioned divide and conquer comes in. As a matter of fact, allow me to start right there. I'm not going to, you know what? I'm going to start where I'm supposed to start. Where I was going to start is Revelation 3:16. Yeah, a lot of people go, John 16. Nope, I'm going to start at Revelation 3:16. I'm starting the back of the book. Revelation 3:16. I'm going to paraphrase. You can go look it up yourself. God said, either you will roll with me, or I will, if you can be hot or cold, I will spit you out if you're lukewarm. And that's what we need to be. We need to start spitting out people who are not team us if they're lukewarm. Nah, because if you are lukewarm, that means you can be swayed left or right. We need you to be in the camp. Either you rolling with us, hot as fire, hard as ice, or we're going to spit you out. The United States of America last week spit the Black community out. They spit the working class out. They spit everybody who are going to tune into this and your mentality. They spit us out last week. They told us, nah, we ain't rolling with that. We're not rolling with that. You know what, though? You got a toothache, you need to have $600, $700, $800 so we can either extract it or give you a root canal. That's what they told you last week. You need this, you need to get it done. if you don't have a 401k that you create, if you don't have an IRA, a Target IRA, a Roth IRA, or a myriad of other retirement plans set up for yourself, it's going to be rough. All your grandparents and all that medical stuff, y'all, that we put a cap on Medicaid, all that stuff. Hey, it might be good for about 3 more years. And if not, after that, I hope you have deep pockets because your grandparents are going to need you. The elders in your family, it is a great chance that they are going to need you. And that's what you told them. This is a human being who sat in front of the world. You know, you had people, I had someone as recently as last night, they told me, hey, man, I didn't vote for president, but if I would have voted for Donald Trump because of these migrants. I asked that human being, I said, my man, how do the migrants affect you directly? Well, if they got room to put them in a hotel and get them food stamps, I said, you eligible for food stamps? No. You ever apply for food stamps? No. I said, okay. I said, finish. He said, if they got that money, they could pay us reparations. I said, have you joined any organizations to fight for reparations? No. So, okay. Interesting. So that's your stand. That's where you stand. And he said, yeah. And I asked him a few questions like, you in the union? No. I said, how you feel about unions? He rolled with unions. He rolled with education. He rolled with a few things. He said, I didn't know those things. And again, how can you, as an adult with the future and with grandchildren, how can you not know these things? A lot of people told me that, oh man, well, I don't really rock with Harris because they let these migrants in. And see, Trump is going to get rid of the migrants. And then are you going to drive Uber? Are you going to do DoorDash? Are you going to pick? I talked to another person that said that people in South Carolina and today said they were too good to pick cotton. So you don't want to pick cotton at low wages, but you want them to bring in somebody to do it. So your clothes can stay cheap because they can sell the cotton and then they get goods back in return. See, these are the things that we get caught up in propagandized news and things that people say, hey, well, this is what I'm about. And it's really anti-you. It's really anti-you. But more than anything, why don't we address I don't care what animal, elephant, donkey, pig, you have the goldfish in the room. Most people in America voted against their best interests. Most people in America voted against their best interests. You know why? Because those best interests, whether you want to admit it or not, whether you agree with me or not, were in line step with Black folks. They framed them as Black issues, DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, affirmative action, which, guess what? Before they shut down those affirmative action, that affirmative action law, that it fitted most white men. What's the critical race theory? That's just the teaching of history. That means if you're Asian, they'll teach you that Japanese people put in internment camps and got paid for it. If you're Chinese, if you're just Chinese, they'll tell me Japanese people got put in internment camps. Chinese people helped build the railroad. Natives, they got annihilated, and Black people were here and got enslaved, and they were brought over here to be further enslaved. They got laws built up against all of us, and people and if you teach that, you're wrong. Because you will make a white person feel uncomfortable. These are quotes. What about my children? What if they feel uncomfortable? What about my damn children trying to figure out why they're in situations they're in? Why the police always bothering us? Why they're law? What is discrimination, grandfather? What is discrimination? What is the hate for? And I can show them the hate, and I can show them how they can rise above the hate. But we don't want to teach that. We want to teach George Washington never lied, but he did own 234 people. We want to teach Abraham Lincoln freed us, which he didn't. He did everything he could to not emancipate us. He tried to send us back over to Liberia, paid the former slave owners to as long as they stayed in line step with the Constitution. We want to talk about 100 years ago, they tried to have the Affordable Care Act, and they said, we don't want it because Black people might benefit. The New Deal that ended the Depression after the Second World War, we're going to do this. We're going to give everybody this except the Black soldiers and the people who are indentured servitude. And guess who guess who primarily that was? You. Out there. Oh, yeah, by the way, this dude named Dr. King came along, George Washington Carver. I'm sorry, George Washington Carver preceded Dr. King. Dr. King came along, then Obama came along. After that, the country was great, and everybody was running around, skipping in circles and hugging each other. That's what they want you to know in school. But by the way, that's what you know about black people. But white folks invented this country. They saved these savage Indians. They saved the day again. They saved the world twice. They fought the Korean War. John F. Kennedy was the man. Some weirdo assassinated him, shot him 3 times in one direction with one bullet. His brother was even great. Another psychopath came through. FDR was great. Everybody was great. Some sociopath did this, and another white guy came and said today, white people are great. White people are good. Clive Davis saved Michael Jackson, and we invented MTV, and we invented the internet, and we did all this great thing, and you should be glad that we say, like that pastor in Florida said, I'm so glad that they captured us, because if not, I would be praying to a tree in Africa. That's what's cool. And you should be grateful that, ain't you right? You should be grateful that they got your black behind on this internet, and white folks loved you. That's what they want us to know. But those are not the truths. That is not how history goes. But you know what? Until the lion learns how to write, the hunter is a hero. And that's just the way it is. Until the lion learns how to fight, the hunter is a hero. And we just don't want to believe it. We don't want to believe it. All you have to do is look at the left side where Donald J. Trump is. What is it? The far right. It's the far right with Donald Trump, the far left with the Democrats. I'm not the guy to say it's the same, it's different wings on the same bird. No, it's not. You got some people who are attempting to manipulate you so they can get you to do what you want and then promise you things and they don't deliver. You got other people who are trying to rule the world, destroy the world, and subjugate the people who are beneath them. It is a quote that I heard today that was pretty interesting about your next president. They were on a plane. He said, let's go to Atlantic City, him and a bunch of his cronies. They was like, hey, man, Atlantic City is for white trash. And a foreign stewardess said, what's white trash? And Donald Trump said, they're people like me, but I got money. And that's the difference. And the Democratic Party winning and the Democratic Party losing. Why do you think he said, I like uneducated people? Meanwhile, on the other side, we sit around and say, we are the bourgeoisie. We're the black bourgeoisie. Because guess what? We the divine nine. We're better than those. You know, we separate ourselves from each other. I can't be over there in the hood because those people in the hood are no good. Do you hear the way I speak? Do you hear the way I enunciate? Did you hear all these different words, these big flowery multi-syllable words that I've used? I'm not like A-Trap. Nope, you're not. And that's why your party went to hell this last week. That's why your situation is in peril. Because they speak to the Republican Party. And every time you turn around, my brothers and sisters are bickering about, if it wasn't for the black woman, we would be ... Do I love black women? You damn right I do. I was raised by one. Everything positive you'll ever hear come out of my mouth is because of Dolores and Nat Pollard. Know that. Know that. There's nothing positive about me that my mother didn't pour into me. Not one thing. Tough, compassionate, generous. I'm able to listen. I was forced to read. Even to this day, I hate to read. I do it because I'm nosy and I don't want to ever enter a situation and be ignorant. Everything, if you enjoyed my podcast, guess what? Back in 2010, my mother said, you should do that. Everything about me is about a black man. I love black women. But if one group says the party and other people say, if it wasn't for black women, like black men sitting around, the black woman, what you hear all the time, the black woman is the most educated woman in America. Like we stand around a bunch of 8th grade dropouts. No, we're educated as well. And it is, again, I've been saying this for years. They keep dividing us, and that's how they conquer us. Because you're going to talk to my wife, you're going to talk to my sister, you're going to talk to my niece, you're going to talk to my daughter, you're going to talk to my mother, you're going to talk to my grandmother, but you're not even going to address me until the last month of campaign. Now, I can't blame Vice President Harris. She only had 90 days to do it. But shouldn't you be speaking to the Democratic Party? Shouldn't you be speaking to the Democratic? Oh, well, see, you splitting hairs. No, I'm not. Why don't I come to your house, speak to your wife, speak to your daughter, speak to your grandmother, speak to your aunts, and walk past you? And then say, oh yeah, what's up? We got something for you. I got something for you. You'll be like, you done walked in my crib and done this. No matter how much you love your woman, you feel disrespected. And that's what happens. Divide and conquer is it's running on high. It is running on high. You hear and y'all wonder, well, why are black men so homophobic? First of all, black men ain't worried about the homophobic thing because we ain't worried about gay dudes or gay women or whatever. We're not worried about that. Address us properly though. Why y'all don't want us to get paid? Because we fell for the trick too. We shut down our corner stores. We ran downtown and got jobs instead of creating opportunities. We stopped getting trades because they told us you need to go to college and only college. We fell for the trick as well. We live in America. We live in the United States of America. Most men in this country were duped as well. But y'all don't address, y'all address white men, y'all address white women, y'all address everybody else, but y'all address black women. And a lot of our sisters, it's good to be acknowledged. But we feel like, I'm gonna be honest with you, we feel like we left out of the party. We feel like we got left out of the party. And that's why a lot of, even still, we still roll with the party. And then you go to TikTok, which I love. It's hilarious. Shout out to the people whoever invented TikTok. Shout out to you, man. It is hilarious. You go to Instagram, you go to Twitter, and I'm gonna talk about Twitter in a second too. You go to all these social media websites or whatever platforms, and it's a lot of our sisters apologizing. That in itself lets you know that y'all fell for the trick, and we fell for the trick too. Because all we have to do, black men, is go say, "Hey, man, look, we rolling, but stop ignoring us." And then if we say that, you know what they say? You sound saucy or spicy, whatever the new word is for soft. You sound spicy. Why we got to cater to you? Because we're human beings. Because you know what? If nothing else, a man is built on pride. If you ignore me, you've disrespected me. And if you disrespect me, you might feel the pressure. But we held it down. We're not going to major in the minors. So the Democratic Party, this is my day. What have I been talking about for the last 18 months? We need to have our own get down. Because clearly the Democratic Party is participating in divide and conquer too. Clearly. And the few people that switched over, like one of my homies, he said, hey man, it's in 1980, 6% of the black community voted Republican for Ronald Reagan. He still was president, but that's neither here nor there. Now it's 20%. Guess what? That's called evolution. The further you get away from that civil rights movement, in 1980, my mama, I think she was 30. So yeah, those people had just left the civil rights movement. So all that oppression, all that tyranny, all that stuff that was fresh on their mind, they had lived through it. We raised a generation of children and hid the truth from them. We hid the lynchings, the jump off. How many of our kids know at one point that you couldn't look a white person in the eye? How many of our children know that? How many of our children know that that you ever heard that you're a barrel of laughs? Because black people couldn't laugh out loud. They used to have to stick their head in the barrel and laugh. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all know that? How many of you know you leave church and you do like this? How many of y'all know that's the people who own those plantations, who claim that they owned our person? That's their way. Hey, can I leave, boss? That's where that comes from. We don't teach our children that because, see, as parents, we innately want to protect our children from pain. Pain. You want to expose your child to that, but you have to. I'm sick of slave movies. You need to show your child it's 51, 50. Last time I checked, it was 51, maybe 53 slave movies. You need to show your child every one of them. You need to show your child every one of them. For real. You need to remind them of that pain every day. Every day. You know, the street lights. Man, we used to have to be in when the street lights came on. You thought that was some type of discipline for your mother. Like, man, that's how strict my parents was. No, that's a form of protection. Because if it's dark outside and you outside, you might not get back inside. Bring your butt around here so I can see you. Because not because of the gangbangers, not because of the drug dealers, not because of the hoodlums and the trifling people. It's because people from other communities wanted to kill us. Yeah. See, we need to remind our children of those things. You thought it was just, man, my mama didn't play. No, my mama loved me and protected me. My pops did the same thing. Hey, boy, get your butt back here. Your grandfather, your uncles, whoever. The men in your community wanted to protect you. And how did they protect you? They brought you right in front of them. Because if something happened to you, you ain't nobody going to touch you with my eyes on you. They can touch you down the way when I don't see you. But when them lights come on, you need to be in front of me. See, we don't teach our children those things, but here's a chance. We can start doing it now. We don't have to rely on others to tell us what's going on in our community. We can stop lying to each other or lying to ourselves when we say, "I don't watch the news. It's too depressing." But this is what I need y'all to do. I come on once a week, and I'm start coming on more. But I'm not coming on to talk about this type of stuff. But you need to tap into Roland Martin. You need to tap into a lot of black media, because black media has been telling the truth for more than 100 years. People at Defender and other media outlets, there was a black reporter that told the whole world, yet they lying when they say they're radioactive debris from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. When they dropped the bomb on those people, weren't going to affect people. It was a brother. He's a reporter, but he used to be a physician. Told the truth. We've been telling the truth for years. But have we been listening for years, for decades? Huh? We haven't been. And that's what we need to get back to. But here's our chance. Y'all understand? This is the greatest blessing known to man per H. Rap Williams. Brian H. Rap Williams say this is the greatest blessing that happened in our community in a long time. Because at this point, we can start sharecropping. Oh, man, they were getting screwed. You ain't getting screwed. You're not getting screwed at work. Even if you make it $1 million a year, you're not getting screwed. I can tell you, I can give you a brief synopsis of how I know you're getting screwed. Right before my mother, about a year, 2 years before my mother got sick, I got a review at work. And I made more money than I ever imagined. I said, I remember sitting at that desk August 24th of that year. I sat back and said, I'm living the damn dream. And then God said, wait a minute. And I went to look to see what I had to do to maintain that dream. And guess what? I found out that I had made that company 400 times what they were paying me. 400 times. Let's just say I made them $4 million and they were paying me 100K. Let's just say those are the numbers I want to throw out there. Yeah. So a lot of people, you made that much money. Your mom been dead 14 years. And you said 2 years before that, you were killing it. No, I wasn't. Because if I owned a corner store, I could be making upwards towards $48,000 a month, netting about maybe $28,000 a month. So in 4 months, I could have covered that. That's why the Asian young man and lady and parent and the Hispanic young man, lady, and parent, they have businesses in your community. That's why they drive up in Benzes, and as you walk past them and get on the bus, because you going to that good government job, right? Yeah, you are, and you got some good benefits, right? Yeah, you do. But if you would make $28,000 a month, you can get your own benefits, and you can open up multiple stores. See, we're not thinking anymore. Integration, and I'm going to show you a video on integration in about a second. Integration bids you in. You're not going to see the whole video because I got some other stuff to talk about. But what I want you to do is this. As you watch this video, brothers and sisters, as you watch this video, this is what I want you to do. I want you to realize, it's my videos. What I want you to do as you watch this video, sorry about that, y'all, I'm a little distracted. As you watch this video, understanding the video in its entirety is in the bio. You click on the link that you got, or what you naturally do, and in the description, the link is there. You can watch the whole video. I did most of it, but I want you to see what happened when we stopped thinking for ourselves and we said, "Okay, boss, we're gonna show them that." Listen to. I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna play the video. Listen to our mentality. I don't want your money. I don't want your black ass living next to me. I don't want your kids playing with my kids. If I give you a job, it's going to be the worst job possible. But I want to integrate with you, live next to you, and give you my money. Let's look at this, y'all.
Imagine stepping into paradise, vibrant energy of an oceanfront resort where the weight of everyday struggles seem to dissolve. Now picture you're black in America seeking the same serenity, but there's so much more at stake. Welcome to the world of Black resorts, where a simple glimpse of freedom and happiness was crafted out of necessity. Join me as we explore the untold stories of Black resorts. And if you like stories like this, you can find more stories like this at onemichistory.com. Also, check out my second channel at One Mic 2. But without further ado, let's get started. Throughout the Jim Crow era, Black resorts emerged as vital sanctuaries for African Americans seeking pleasure and recreation in the face of a segregated society. These resorts, including beaches, some amusement parks, and resort towns, were created for and sometimes by African Americans, offering a refuge from the perverse racism, enabling individuals to enjoy recreation without humiliation. These significant resorts extend beyond pleasure. They were vibrant centers of Black societal life, fostering cultural expression, providing a crucible for development of Black music and entertainment. Additionally, Black resorts were pivotal in promoting economic empowerment, entrepreneurship within the Black community, and serving as essential spaces for community building and Black identity formation. See, let's go back. In the aftermath of the Civil War, during Reconstruction, the possibilities for leisure and recreation in America began to shift, particularly for African Americans. Through emancipation promised freedom, it was soon overshadowed by systemic inequalities enforced through Jim Crow laws, effectively mandating every part of Black people's lives. Despite these challenges, in the late 19th, 20th centuries saw the emergence of a Black middle class. This group consisted of educators, business owners, professionals, skilled laborers, and they managed to establish a foothold of economic stability and social mobility. This era, often associated with the New Negro movement, was a time that celebrated Black cultural pride, self-determination, and economic empowerment. As the Great Migration took place, millions of African Americans moved from the South to urban industrial areas. These migrants transformed social and cultural fabric of these American cities. As those urban landscapes thrived, so did the demand for leisure and recreation. These pursuits were not without obstacles. In these new urban homes, African Americans faced restricted access to leisure spaces that were claimed as a domain of white privilege. Even in the North, where segregation wasn't explicitly legalized, discrimination still lurked behind the scene, often barring African Americans through subtle policies and intimidation. As waves of Black Americans arrived in these cities, their exclusion for recreational areas only intensified, leading to tensions and resistance from white communities determined to maintain segregation. In response to these barriers, a movement began within the Black community aimed at creating recreational spaces free from discrimination. Black entrepreneurs and community leaders, driven by personal encounters with racial injustice, embarked on establishing their own resorts and leisure havens. Among these pioneers was Major Charles Douglas, who founded Highland Beach, Maryland in 1839, following his own experience with racial exclusion. Similarly, A.L. Lewis established American Beach, Florida in 1935, crafting an oasis in the middle of the Jim Crow South. These initiatives were more than just business ventures. They were acts of resistance and empowerment. Black-owned resorts became sanctuaries of leisure where African Americans could enjoy relaxation away from the oppressive eye of white society. Beyond leisure, these spaces played a vital role in community building and cultural innovation.
Every month, this Airbnb pays me about $2,700 in semi-passive income. Now, here's the thing.
Resorts like Highland Beach and American Beach catered to elite Black families, while more modest establishments offered affordable escapes for working class families, and religious organizations also contributed by creating retreats for spiritual rejuvenation and community engagement. Economically, these resorts fostered entrepreneurship and development within Black communities. Black-owned resorts such as hotels, restaurants, and entertainment venues would flourish, providing employment and economic growth. Occasionally, these resorts even served as venues for political activism, where leaders strategized how to fight against injustice and hosted civil rights meetings. The period between the 1920s and 1960s was a transformative era for Black resorts in America, marked by significant growth and a vibrant cultural scene. This golden age was catalyzed by the harsh realities of Jim Crow segregation and the rise of the Black middle class seeking places to escape from that segregation. Establishments like Idlewild, Michigan epitomized this era. Having been established in 1912 by 4 white businessmen, it rapidly transformed into the premier Black resort community, drawing vacationers mainly from urban centers like Chicago and Detroit, who were in search of relief from city life. Black entrepreneurs played a pivotal role in Idlewild's evolution, creating a lively environment with hotels, restaurants, nightclubs, and various activities. By the mid-20th century, Idlewild had earned a reputation as the Apollo of Michigan, hosting illustrious artists such as the Four Tops, Della Reese, Jackie Wilson, and Nat King Cole. Similarly, American Beach on a Million Island, Florida, established in 1935 by Black insurance executive Abraham Lincoln Lewis, provided Black families with access to beachfront amenities, largely inaccessible in the segregated Florida. Highland Beach, Maryland, which we also referenced, was established in 1939, served as an early example of a Black-owned resort community for Black elites. Within these resorts, the entertainment venues thrived, particularly in the jazz and blues clubs, which became key cultural centers, attracting both local visitors and acclaimed musicians nationwide. These were spaces where Black artists could perform, innovate, and cultivate a dedicated audience. Beyond recreation, the Black resorts also function in important arenas for political engagement and civil rights advocacy. They were secluded, liberating environments where Black leaders could convene and strategize and envision a future without injustice. These gatherings allowed for the celebration of Black culture within events like dances and fashion shows, beauty contests, and sporting competitions, fostering solidarity, pride, and shared a sense of identity while challenging the prevailing racial narratives. However, by the mid-60s, the cracks in Black resorts were beginning to show. The passage of the Civil Rights Act was a pivotal moment in American history. It effectively dismantled Jim Crow segregation that had dictated social and spatial dynamics of the nation almost since the beginning. The groundbreaking legislation heralded as a new era for opportunities and access for African Americans, granting them the right to enjoy public accommodations without the threat of discrimination. However,
that will be the rest of that video. Thank you. Welcome back to Shaman HYB, coming at you live and direct. This is Build and Destroy on Enter the Bench Media. The rest of that video is in the description of this program. If you click the link, you will see my website. You will see that link. You can watch it in its entirety. You can go to One Mic History and see the entire story, a myriad of stories in their entirety. It's important that you know these things. It's important that we teach each other these things. It's important we teach the youth these things so we can have a solid, well-rounded community. Thank you for continuing to tap in. If you're new to the show, if you're new to the episode this evening, hit that like, hit that share, tell a friend to tap in. And you already know what you're watching. This is Build and Destroy. I am HRAB. Allow me to continue. You saw that. It's, if you don't understand why I showed you a resort, the reason I showed you a resort is a tool of influence. Poor people don't go to resorts. We just don't. We can't afford it. Some of us can't afford it. You can save up all year and then go. But a resort is for the affluent or the middle class. I wanted you to see that. So 100 years ago, there were Black folks getting together, going to Black-owned resorts created by Black people by and large. Of course, some white people did it because they want to pimp us, and that's what they do. This is capitalistic society, as I stated at the top of the program. But this is what they do. This is what we did. If we could do it 100 years ago, for all those who's been listening to the show or who will come through the show and say, man, HVAC, that's a pipe dream, man. It was a pipe dream to them too, 100 years ago with Jim Crow segregation, racial discrimination, oppression, fresh off, not even 100 years out of the Civil War. And they were able to do it. That means it was a middle class. It's not even it ain't a gigantic middle class of Black people today. But they did it 100 years ago, and people say it could never happen. They say today it can never happen with your freedoms. I got the right to do something. Those people didn't even think they had the right to do something, but they did it. They did it. The second reason I showed y'all that is the most important reason. If you look at those pictures, you see man, woman, family, women, and guess who's taking the picture? The man. You saw a collective. Did they have issues then? Yep. Was it Black on Black crime? Yep. Was it creeps and everything that we complain about now? Yep. They just have CNN to tell you every 5 minutes to make you believe that you had some type of pattern or you controlled the nefarious activities of all Black people throughout the United States of America. We all bad. Homosexuality isn't anything new. Pedophilia isn't anything new. Domestic violence isn't anything new. Kidnapping isn't anything new. Those things have been going on for time immemorial. If you don't believe me, open your most people's favorite book, the Bible. You'll see it all there. You will see everything, all the problems that you complain about, you see it there. But you know what? You don't see it in that book and those stories, and those allegories and all that history. You don't see people getting all uptight. You go over there, I'm going to go over here, I'm going to mind my own business in regards to your personal business. Now, we have elevated in some areas. We shouldn't allow people to do violence to our young ladies and our women. Our young ladies and our women should be protected at all costs, at all times. Smile on your mug sheet, brothers. On your mug shot, I'm sorry. Smile on your mug shot. Somebody hurt your woman, somebody hurt your children, somebody hurt your nieces, grandparents, aunts. Smile on your mug shot. You understand what I'm saying? I can't say what I want to say because it's YouTube. It's not my platform. But smile on your mugshot. That's all I'm going to say. Jeez. That's what you say. That's what I'm saying. But what we have to do is come together. Once again, this is it. This is something that we've been hearing. And look, the people who watching this, at least, you can't say they ain't going to let you do that. Well, they didn't let them do. See, we always say, what they ain't going to let, and then it's a pipe dream. They not going to let you. People ain't going to do it then. This ain't never happened. We ain't never going to do that. Well, those people, what I need you to do is get up. Don't debate with them. Say, no, it can't happen. Get up. Don't debate with them. and walk away. In a few weeks, I got Dr. Jeremy Levitt coming on, professor at Florida A&M University, one of the most respected legal minds, international law minds on earth. I've seen him on Bill O'Reilly, slap Bill O'Reilly around. I've seen him on Roland Martin, dominate the segment. He had Dr. Carl on there. He had several other academics on there with him. Roland kept going back to Dr. Levitt. He's gonna be on in a couple of weeks. I'm talking to the people who want to listen. I'm not talking to the other people anymore, because a lot of other people, they major in the minors, and I'm not here to major in the minors. I'm here to realize what's going on and what we can do. And for the people who been telling me for years, you hate why do you hate white people so much? Well, white people gave us their behinds to kiss this week. All your cool friends, they cool. There's no doubt that you got some cool white friends. Shout out to James Devine. Shout out to Pat Finn. Shout out to Michael Flynn. Shout out to Jeremy Calix and other people from the other cultures that I'm cool with. Manny Ramirez, Mexican brother I know. But guess what? By and large, those other communities said, you on your own. You on your own. The other people said, you are on your own. And if you want to keep playing, you can keep self-segregated by letting the Democratic Party separate the black man from the black woman. Or we can create our own foundation politically and say, it's the we party. That's just what I came up with. You come up with your own situation. We come up with something and agree upon it. But that's what I'm saying. We have to work together. The educated and the working class, the boule, the petty bourgeoisie, and the dude who fixing transmissions for a living, or the dude who selling socks on the side of peanuts on the side of the road. We are all, as the late great Frankie Beverly said, we are one. We are one. And they have systematically torn us apart with our television, with our music, and then they deter you from reading. That's why they have machines to read you books. And I don't need nobody to tell me a story. You need to read the book. You need to open the text and read the book, even if you go old school and run your finger across every word so you can say every word right. The reason you do that is this. You need to be able to expand your imagination. Your imagination does not work in 3-minute increments. I like some of these new songs, but they're too short. They're too short. The reason they're too short, music, okay, I'm going to get biblical again. Satan was the minister of music. That's how he tricked people. Music is a beautiful thing that touches your soul. And he romanticizes you with music. That's why this negativity, this drug use, this violence and all this. Just imagine when rap started, that's why the music is so provocative. Just think about this. 40 years ago, when rap was a couple years older, my mother told me they ain't even that mess ain't gonna be around a couple years. They ain't even singing, they just talking. But those people had Frankie Beverly, Al Hudson, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Barry White, the Motown sound, the Jacksons, and Anita Baker, Luther Vandross, and the man of the others to fall back on. So if you got riled up, all you have to do is hit that, hit that Anita Baker, and man, you can't be angry with certain music going. It touches your spirit. It's relaxing. It's relaxing. Music calms the savage beast. That's what they say, right? You do those things, but these people these 20-year-olds, 14 to 20-year-olds. They listening to 14 to 20-year-olds. So where's the knowledge? Who's rapping like this? I got so much trouble on my mind, I refuse to lose. Who's rapping about that? Why is that? Who's rapping about that? Who's rapping about that? Who's rapping like Paris, the hate made? Who's rapping like X-Clan? They are still out there rapping, but they're not on the radio. They're not giving you exposure to it. And everybody knows the American consumer is lazy as all get out. If this isn't brought in front of you and said, hey, look at this, you'll never know about it. Poor righteous teachers. The name of the group said it all. We're the poor righteous teachers. We ain't rich. We are righteous, though, and we're teachers, and we're going to teach you how to love yourself. Those people were inspired by the previous generation. See, this is the generation that is truly suffering from no band, no music programs, and things of that nature, because then you get more music soul childs, you get more Jill Scotts, and then you get people like, here's somebody for you guys. Grab hold to it, grab a pen, text yourself. Moo Fresh out of Philadelphia. That sister can blow, and she got some good music. Moo Fresh. You get her. She sounds like a rapper. She ain't rapping about nothing. She's singing. She's not singing. She's singing. She's singing. And that's why you get so few Moo Fresh. That's why Erykah Badu seems to be an anomaly. That's why Sister Jill Scott seems to be an anomaly. That's why Sister Lauryn Hill seems to be an anomaly, because these people don't have music programs so they can take that inner beauty from themselves and get it out of themselves. D'Angelo is another brother that's doing, there's a lot of good people out here doing good things, but they're not going to be brought to the forefront because that calms you down. It takes you away from that drug gang culture. See, they stupid. They stupid. They going to rap about their crime because that's all they've seen for the last 40 years. That's all they've seen. Remember, if you're old enough, you remember at one point, they didn't even play rap on the radio. They didn't play rap on the radio. Wasn't no EPMD on the radio. Wasn't no Big Daddy Kane on the radio. You might get one song every 60 minutes. Now you get one song that's not rap every 60 minutes. That's what you get. But what we need to do as a community, a culture, and a clan, yeah, we're a clan. Study your history. Your clan is your family. Your culture is your tribe. The city is your nation. That's what really is that's what we are built on. That's the foundation we're built on. So don't take clan. It's the Wu-Tang. They copy and ages. No, it's clans on the continent. Like I say it every once in a while. Over 2,800 dialects and thousands of tribes. A city is something that was created by the oppressor. The colonizer created the city. That's what it is. That's what it is. See, we must understand the greatness in us. We must go to Google tonight and get an aerial picture of the Grand Canyon. And then go get an aerial, again, go get a picture of the pyramid in Giza with the Sphinx. And it looks like the same kind of thing. Look at some cutouts of the mountains in Colorado. And look at the stuff in Cairo. And it looks like the same kind of thing. Go look at the Yucatan, look at those giant heads in the Yucatan in Mexico. And you look at the pyramids in Mexico, and it looks like the same thing. Look at the fact that when you look at Chinese people, when you look at their statues, they have little knots in their head, little tight curls in their head, all over their heads on those statues. They're sitting there like Buddha, and they got big full lips. But when you see the Chinese people, they don't have big full lips. They don't have little knots in their head. Or we never in mass have gone to Vietnam, but the Vietnamese say, but black man, we ain't got no issue with you. See, that's the thing. The Polynesian community, I can go chapter, book, and verse about our impact on the world. I can go chapter, book, and verse about our impact on the world. Or I could get mad and say, man, see, these white folks and these Latinos and these others and blah, 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 blah. But, or I could say, you know what? Man, H-Rap, I don't agree with a lot of stuff he's saying. When he get talking that black stuff, I'm going to look into that, man. Or this what you do. I'm going to give you, for the haters that watch, because I know some of y'all watch, because I talk to some of y'all. The haters that watch, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to show H-Rap he don't know nothing. And then when you look it up, you ain't gotta like me, man. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like me. You call me arrogant. You call me a know-it-all. You say I think I'm right all the time. You can do all that, but just make sure your get down is better. Some people don't like the fact that I use slang and use terms like you get down. Sucks to be you. But we can get mad at the white 51% of white women, and the more than that, the white men, and 60% of the Latino community, and others, and like 80% clip voted for Donald J. Trump. I don't care. I don't care. Because you know what? Now I know I'm insulated with my people. The same people who invented the internet, the same people who came up with the mathematical equation for the NASA launches, the same people who invented the door ring bell, the same people who invented the iron board, the same people that invented the clothes dryer, the same people that invented the filament for the light bulb or the lights that you see so you can see me and I look like I'm in a cave. The same people that invented all that stuff, the same people that did the big band music, the same people that invented jazz, the same people that invented rock and roll, the same people invented the Motown sound, the same people that invented funk, the same people that invented hip hop. We did all of that. So why do we need other people? See, you've been duped into not just looking around you. In Chicago, one of the most segregated cities in the United States of America. Shout out to it. Big ups. It's my home. Chicago, Illinois. We got Greek town.